Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Radha Madhava ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 10, called The Opulence of the Absolute, text number 25. Ashvata Sarva Vrikshanam. So today is 25. No, on the schedule was for me. I just take a look on the schedule. I think it is. Okay, where is? Okay. Yes, today is 25, so tomorrow is 26. So there is no need to clean, so it can be for tomorrow. So today, I just chant and just we can continue quickly. Maharshinam Brigur Aham Giram Asmyakam Aksharam Yagyanam Japa Yagyosmi Stavaranam Himalayaham Maharishanam. Among the great sages, Brigu, Aham, I am, Giram, of vibrations, Asmi, I am, Ekam Aksharam, Pranava, Yagyanam, of sacrifices, Japayagyaham, chanting, Asmi, I am, Stavaranam, of immovable things, Himalaya, the Himalayan mountains. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Of the great sages, I am Brigu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. And of immovable things, I am the Himalayas. Purport. Brahma, the first living creature within the universe, created several sons for the propagation of various kinds of species. Among these sons, Brigu is the most powerful sage. Of all the transcendental vibrations, the Om, Omkara, represents Krishna. Of all sacrifices, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the purest representation of Krishna. Sometimes animal sacrifices are recommended, but in the sacrifice of Hare Krishna, there is no question of violence. It is the simplest and the purest. Whatever is sublime in the worlds is a representation of Krishna. Therefore, the Himalayas, the greatest mountains in the world, also represent him. The mountain named Meru was mentioned in a previous verse. But Meru is sometimes movable, whereas the Himalayas are never movable. Thus, the Himalayas are greater than Meru. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashnaya Bhutare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashnaya Bhutare Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devarman Sheshashun Pashite Deshtar. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Once again the verse. Of the great sages I am Bhrigu. Of vibrations I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. And of immovable things I am the Himalayas. So thank you very much for everyone who came to today's lecture. It's a very important verse and the purport for us. For us, the members of Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And because in our Sampradaya, the main activity which we are performing every single day, which takes for some people 3 hours, for some 1.5, for me it takes 2.5 hours. So it's chanting of the holy names of Krishna. And it's not just chanting. It's if it's the chanting is made consciously, so it's conscious request addressing Krishna and any energy of Krishna. Radha engages in devotional service, which means it's not just empty chanting. It's not chanting into the air or chanting in attempt to impress others or to, for example, to someone chanting louder, chanting nicer, or whatever. The real meaning of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is requesting the service. It's just simply written in translation. This is what we understand. This is the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And this we inherit through parampara of spiritual masters who are recognized, who are bona fide, and they know what they are talking about. Because to be spiritual master in the parampara system of Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya means that this process is accepted, and it's not some concoction, it's not someone invented some time before, a way how to attract money, attention, power. It is Hare Krishna Mahamantra is meant to connect us with the spiritual world, with the devotional service for the Supreme Lord Krishna, which is also the purest, like also his name. And Krishna is saying that he is a chanting of the holy names, Japa. Japa is not originally in the verse, it's written in the brackets. So Prabhupada is explaining that we should have in mind that this is japa. It's not just chanting, it's japa. It's the thing which we do every single day. Those who are initiated, they are promising for the spiritual master that they every single day will chant 16 rounds of Mahamantra on beads. And normally the practice is the spiritual master is chanting 1 round on the beads and then giving them to the spiritual master. I would like to shortly speak about particularly this part where in the translation of the verse, in the verse it's spoken like that Krishna is saying that of sacrifices I am the chanting of the holy names, japa. And just for interest, I took a look on Cambridge English dictionary. Cambridge, I think it's the same university where Krishna Kshetra Maharaj is achieved his scientific degrees. So, and as far as I know, it's recognized as one of the most reliable sources for English language and the meaning. So, because English language is not native to me, and I think most of you also, so we can just see what is actually meant by saying some words. And particularly I was interested in the word sacrifices, of sacrifices. So we can just take a look what Cambridge University Dictionary is saying about the word sacrifice. What does it mean? For me, before that, I just want to share what does it mean for me. Before I was thinking, okay, I have to give up something and just to do something. Just giving up, letting go, some attachment, material. It can be even spiritual attachment, and just trying to get attached to the things which were giving spiritual value. Or one can sacrifice something for his friends, which is also service, is also connecting with Krishna, because we are also trying to be servant of the servant of the servant. So sacrifice also can be performed that to do some service for a friend. We give up something which we really like, what we have, what we like to do, and just try to help for Krishna's devotee. Because we know that he is the servant of the servant of the servant. So the word sacrifice in Cambridge Dictionary written is like that. To sacrifice means to give up something that is valuable to you in order to help another person. To give up something that is valuable to you in order to help another person. It's very interesting. This is the official meaning of the word sacrifice. And so, wait a minute. To help another person. But actually, I'm chanting because I want to be happy. Is it not? That's why we are here? To be happy? Because outside the world is very relative. Outside it can be also the next room. Outside it also can be here. For me, outside means the place where I'm not thinking about Krishna, where thoughts are different. That is outside. It's not outside the temple. It's outside our mind, where our thoughts directed to something else, not Krishna. So to help another person. And there are given examples. Of course, some examples can be very interesting, and so like that. Many women sacrifice interesting careers for their families. She has had to sacrifice a lot for that relationship. He is the world's best tennis player, but he has sacrificed everything else in his life for it. He has sacrificed his personal life for the sake of celebrity. Many women sacrifice their own ambitions to put their family first. It's the only bit of free time I get in the week, and I'm not prepared to sacrifice it. So regular problems of normal life. Family, friends, and career, and sports, like that. But what about us? Why particularly in this verse Prabhupada is saying, translated it, of sacrifices, yajnanam. In order to understand it, we have to consider what Prabhupada was saying about what should devotee, Krishna's devotee, do with his life. For someone, maybe it's just the aim of life, of devotional life, being a devotee, is just to become happy. This is the aim. And that's it. Just becoming happy, problems of other people don't bother me. I have my space. I'm doing some service, for example, and I'm doing my sadhana, and that's all. Or for example, I have a job, I maintain my family, I just every day chanting my rounds, and maybe wake up in the morning early before 4, and attend Mangalarati, and that's it. Just my thoughts are just with my problems, my family problems, and it's like that. But ultimately, Prabhupada, for devotees, actually told one thing. Time to time we can think that what is the mission of our life? What we should do with our life as devotees? And Prabhupada, you can find it in Veda base. And just actually, I just now spontaneously remembered. And I could connect this verse, and I can just tell you about what came to my thoughts, which I actually, I asked my spiritual master what should be the mission of my life. And then he told this, what should be mission of my life. And I was thinking, oh, it's so special. Spiritual master just told me what I have to do. It's very special. It's just mine. This is what I have to do. It's not for other people. But then after some time, I don't remember where, I was reading a Prabhupada's quote. And Prabhupada was saying just exactly the same. So my spiritual master told me not to do anything else what Prabhupada told for his disciples. And what Prabhupada told is that for a devotee, the mission of life, this human form of life, is to become Krishna conscious, make your life successful, and help others. This is the aim of life of devotee. Become Krishna conscious, make your life successful, and help others. Because this is why devotees appear here. To try to help for other souls. Those who are suffering more, who are more unhappy, who don't know the purpose of life, what to do with their life, why they are here, why they are suffering. To help other people, to try to help them to understand, to start inquiring, why am I here? In the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada is describing that if a person is not raising the questions, why I am here, what I am doing here, what is the purpose of my life, so he will not understand Bhagavad Gita. No chance. So the first qualification to understand Bhagavad Gita is to raise in ourselves, deep in the heart, question, why I am suffering. Then this is the best qualification to understand Bhagavad Gita. Of course, Prabhupada has also mentioned that we should take the mood of Arjuna and being humble, and first of all accept that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But before that, the first qualification is to ask ourselves, why I am suffering. I don't want to suffer anymore. Then Bhagavad Gita can reveal its mysteries. So this way we can help people to reach this level. We can try serve people who are suffering, to serve them. Like Prabhupada was doing. In the beginning, Prabhupada was washing all the pots, was doing all the cleaning by himself. And the first devotees, they were coming, eating and saying, "Goodbye, Swami, we're going." That's all. By serving others. By letting them understand that we love other people. We can make people understand that this is mature understanding of spiritual life, and this is practical, and it comes from the heart. That's why so many disciples believed Prabhupada, because he was authentic. He didn't have ego, and the love came from his heart. And because he was Krishna conscious and his life was successful, he wanted to help others. So this is what he was doing, and this was the mission of his life, and this he wanted for all devotees to be the same. Become Krishna conscious, make yourself successful, and help others. And to become Krishna conscious, we have to follow the order of our spiritual master, to chant holy name, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, every single day, 16 rounds. And the spiritual master will help us to become Krishna conscious, because we ourselves alone cannot do that. This is the principle of parampara. Learning the knowledge and applying. Okay, thank you very much. So maybe someone has a question or comment. So if not, so I'm very much thankful that you came today to our lecture, and I wish you a very nice evening, and I wish you to think about it, if you want, what is mission of your life and what all of us are supposed to do. Prabhupada told, but of course we have to open our heart and accept the words of our spiritual master, because if the heart is closed, nothing will go in. Even I will hear every day many lectures, but if the heart is closed, nothing will go in. So it's also a question of sincerity and attitude. The process in devotional service is depending on the attitude of the follower. Srila Prabhupada is writing in Nectar of Devotion. So, okay, have a nice evening, and Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.